Gonna be like every other YouTuber and just give away a PS5.
Yeah. Dead ass. What's that about?
You're the
How do they
first
even
person to
get them?
stream and you get a PS5.
They're woke.
If you stay woke, you get a PS5. Hello, everyone. Welcome back.
Oh, Jinx, you owe me a soda?
Nah, I'll get you some alcohol. A little
My man.
stronger.
My man. So it's been a while.
There was a little setback, but we're back on track.
Back on track, folks. So the first thing that we want to discuss is the Jabip of the week. Brendan, you go first, because honestly, I have to think about mine. I really didn't have anyone in mind.
Oh, yeah. Trip of the week is actually one of my professors. The number one thing I hate is being grilled. And when someone is up my ass asking questions like I'm in an interrogation, I don't like it. You just go to hell.
What was he grilling you about?
So we have a final project, as some of you who know, I'm graduating this year. And yay. And
Ladies,
she's like,
check out his Instagram of his suit and tie.
Link in the description. But she's like, well, what do you want to do with your characters? And this and that, and this and that. And I'm like, I don't want to do anything but leave.
Now, is this online or is this an in-person one?
It's all online. So I was like so tempted to click leave meeting and just dip out of there.
Wait, can you do that?
Yeah.
I'm literally put a blanket across the top of the screen and walk out of the room.
Just like, oh yeah. Sounds good.
Or put it on mute and just play video games.
I mean, that's how I watch Naruto.
Naruto. Brandon, you're really getting into this now, huh?
Oh yeah, episode 105.
What's going on? I don't remember actual numbers.
Naruto is trying to get the boy out of the fucking river.
The boy out of the river.
Or lake. Or I think it's a lake. Yeah.
Oh, did you get up to the Four Tails then?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. That arc. That's an okay arc. Wasn't my favorite. Definitely one of my favorites.
It's pretty slow. I'm not gonna lie.
It's pretty slow. Most of the characters are the same. They don't really change in this arc.
Yeah, not really.
The only villain that like kind of did a redemption was the woman. Forget her name. With the crystals. She was the only one that actually was pretty good in that entire arc. Everyone else, same. No change. No change.
Ribbity ribbity. I can't get that song out of my head.
Hilarious. Now, for me, I don't have a Jabip of the week.
-5. Please punch him in chat.
Fight me in the comments below. Let me mark that. What is that? Number 1? Where's my pen? It's gone. My pen's gone.
Ding ding.
I'm really losing it.
If you're watching this on YouTube, maybe I'll add like a counter.
Please don't. Anyway, so Brandon, 2 weeks ago, we saw like the greatest cinematic masterpiece of all time.
Oh, right. So Godzilla versus Kong.
Honestly, I like all that stuff. That's sci-fi, monster fighting monster, giant things. I enjoy that. That's fun for me. That's literally a summer blockbuster movie you go and see in the theaters. You buy it once at home, and then you never watch it again. Unless you're a freak like me who constantly rewatches this shit.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it's like when you go to the movies like we do, you don't go into that movie expecting an Oscar-worthy story. No. It's just two titans. No. That's it.
The actual storyline, without giving any spoilers away for anyone who hasn't seen it, is probably one of the weirdest storylines I've ever seen in a monster movie. And that's saying much, considering if you watch the old Godzilla movies from Japan.
that story was like 7 whole grain ways to Sunday.
It went all over the place.
Like it's very predictable, but it's just too messy.
Yes, and they killed off one of the most iconic characters way too quickly.
Definitely.
Not gonna give it away who it is unless you saw it, but damn, disappointing.
Entertaining,
Entertaining, but not
but no
Oscar worthy.
story.
Yeah, it's no Oscar winner here, folks. No Oscar winner. But
We got 2 more.
that being 2 more coming.
Oh my god. That was
So excited.
Was that off rhythm? Oh, it was.
So excited. So excited. So the next movies, Brendan, that we're probably seeing this Saturday. I still need to buy tickets for.
Well, I think Mortal Kombat is already out as this is being recorded.
Oh, yes, that would be true. That would be true.
So that's number 1. I have heard some good things about it so far. So I'm excited.
I mean,
RJ, what do we have next?
Oh my god, the Demon Slayer movie. So I can't wait to see it.
I am so excited, but at the same time, I'm so anxious. Now, I've been to an anime movie before, but I will say this. There will be diehard fans out there in the theaters. And I've been seeing it on TikTok, and I'm just been mentally preparing myself.
Gotta do this. Is it dubbed or subbed in the theaters?
It's both. You can watch it dub or you could watch it sub.
So we're watching it dubbed because then we don't go see it.
I mean, you're still gonna get the diehards that are just there, like, oh yeah, the dub is just the best. The voice actors are just so good.
Well, to be honest with you, it's very hard for me to watch a movie with subtitles in a different language. Always has been. Don't know why.
You can't like, especially along. If you're eating, dude, you're just there like.
Or you're looking at the lower half of the screen reading, trying to figure out what's going on while the action's happening up on top, and you're like, okay, what?
I mean, I have my balance of dub and then a little bit of sub.
I mean,
just a sprinkle.
Wait.
Salt Bay.
At you, Crispy Apple. Find me in the comments below.
What?
I'm so excited to see these movies. So freaking exciting. So excited.
You have one you're more excited for? Or is it kind of equal?
I have to say, I'm a little bit more excited to see Demon Slayer than I am Mortal Kombat. Only because, like, look, video game movies have a reputation of being joke, kind of disrespecting the fans. But I feel like with this Mortal Kombat, they got their shit down. But I'm so into Demon Slayer right now that I'm really, 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 really looking forward to seeing this thing happen on the big screen at the AMC, which is apparently communist owned. Whoever told us that.
Oh god, that one guy I saw at the gym.
Don't go there. Even though I'm a Subs member.
Communist owned. Green Giant Vegetable Company, communist owned. Like, sorry, I can't eat green beans because it's from Green Giant.
So, like, is that Russian owned, or is that North Korean owned, or Chinese owned? Like,
communist period.
Ah, that's right.
That's right. Any one of them, communist owned.
I actually can't wait to see these movies, though. Like, I'm so glad theaters are open.
I haven't seen Demon Slayer in a while, so I'm excited more for that.
Yes, like I said, when did I finish it? About a month ago? I want to say it was
a little less.
I think I was definitely sick with COVID.
Yes, that was like 2, maybe 3 weeks ago.
So yeah, I finished it around then, and I was hooked ever since. I'm literally thinking of rewatching it, which I don't want to sound like a psycho, but I'm definitely going to. waiting for some animes to come back on Netflix.
Oh,
And I am also saw or wanted to see some other Chinese movie that was on Netflix, but I never got around to it because it was like 11 o'clock at night. I have to get up and go to work.
oh, even better.
There's my TED Talk.
Thank you for coming. I still don't know who Ted is.
Yeah, who is the Ted?
Teddy bear. So they're like, you want to hear me talk for 16 hours?
So you mean Trump on Twitter?
Wrong. I don't talk for 6 hours. I talk for 9.
He literally is he has the shortest speeches I've ever heard from any president.
Yeah, because he makes sure he can fit them all in a tweet.
Jesus Lord. All right, let's not get into politics because nobody needs to hear that bullshit and garbage. 86. So Brandon, questions?
Oh yeah.
Because I got one for you. What's the weirdest thing you've seen in someone else's house?
Ooh. Okay. So my older cousin, we were just like chilling at his house one time. He called me over and I was just looking around in his living room and I see an urn. And I'm like, hey man, who's in the urn? And he's like, oh, that's the former owner of the house. I'm just
Really?
come again?
Wait, you're lying.
I'm dead ass. I was like,
That's
why do you
bizarre.
have the former owner's ashes in the house he used to own?
That's so bizarre.
He's
That's
like,
so
well,
weird.
when the house was bought, it was just there. I'm like, you didn't ask anybody? Like, hey, did you leave your ashes in the house?
Oh, that's so weird to me, dude.
And he's like, well, yeah, but nobody answered the phone. Find another number then.
Or
Get
mail
the
it
ashes out.
mail it out. Amazon Prime
Here's
that
your
shit.
ashes.
That's so bizarre. Dude, I can't even top that.
Sure you can. What is the weirdest thing?
I can't top that. I guess the weirdest thing I think it's in a lot of people's houses and it's not just one particular, is that when, I'm friends with someone, right? And there's all baby pictures of them up on the walls. Like ridiculously amount. And I'm looking at them, I'm like, that was you? Like, that was way before I knew you.
They're
So
just
it's
pointing
weird.
him out, just like, this is his first shower.
Yeah.
This was
Yeah.
his first poop.
Yeah, it's like shit like that. And like the parents or usually the mom, never the dad. I never had a dad ever explain that shit to me. But the mom's like, oh, so that was so and so back in 2000. I'm like, okay, we're here to play video games and to go get food.
No, the dad takes notes of 18 and up. This is when he had his first beer. He took out his first tractor trailer. I'll tell you what. Killed his
Well,
first deer.
one of my friends actually has a picture of his first deer hunt in his room. And every time I look at it, I hear the same story.
Made me so proud, Caleb. I'll tell you what.
Caleb, my name is Tim.
Grayson.
Yikes. Zoinkers. Zoinks.
So, RJ, you had a little experience today. So, it brings in this question. What is the worst song ever?
Driver's license.
Really?
That has to be the worst song I've ever heard in the year 2021. Every time it comes on the radio, I turn to the station. It is so boring and so slow. Like the lyrics could be put on another tune to be more interesting than the one that it is. And her voice, I forget her name. It's Olivia something, right?
Yeah. Well, I think it starts with an R. I'm sorry, we're not woke.
Yeah, we're not woke. So her voice is just like, it sounds dead to me, boring and slow. And when I hear I got my driver's license, I lose my shit.
Congratulations, you now
I'm
contribute to society
I'm
by
like
being an
BMW
idiot on the
change
road.
BMW change the station, please.
Get me out of this shit.
All right, Brendan. So what's your worst song you've ever heard?
Ooh, that's now I'm you know me in music.
I know. So I want to hear what you have to say with this one.
If we're talking about 2021, I'd probably have to say Up by Cardi B. But all time,
All time. I think it's a tough one for you, dude.
the amount of music that I listen to.
I listen to the same shit. So
Honestly, I'd have to say WAP. And it's also by Cardi B. I don't like Cardi B.
for anyone who doesn't guess, he doesn't like Cardi B.
86 Cardi B. Comment below.
She's gonna be banging through that door, the big heifer. She's like, what'd you say?
What'd you say?
Really, Cardi B is not a fan. I have to be honest with you. I listen to her music. 86th. Heard.
Raps. But speaking of wokeness, actually, you know what? Let's get to the last question.
Okay.
I do have an interesting point on that. But you're at a grocery store, right? What are 3 things you put on the belt? Goes up to the cashier, starts giving you that little stink, like, you really buying this? So what are 3 things that would give you a weird look?
Well, to stand corrected, I give the stank look to cashiers for looking at me funny. But the 3 things that usually raise an eyebrow for a man, I don't know about a woman, but for a man, is condoms, lube. It keeps going sexual here, and any other. I can't even say the third one. It's embarrassing. Any toy. I'm just gonna say that. That's it.
There's toys at a grocery store.
Yes, and I don't mean sex toys, like Hot Wheels.
Little Matchbox cars.
Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. Actually, the third thing that always seems to raise an eyebrow has to be a fish. Usually, a really nasty, smelly ass stinking fish. That's when the eyebrows go up. I always notice with fish though. Everything else, even, like my wires are attached to themselves. Even like anything to do with the human body, that they just scan it, whatever. But when it comes to fish, eyebrow and nose goes up every time. They don't even want to touch it.
Oh.
Now, sir, what about you?
I feel like you would stare at them while you're putting it on the belt, so you're just there like, I'm buying this, please. I would
What
like
is
to
it?
I would like to purchase this, please.
Wait, what is it? I'm crying.
I have my Super Shopper Saver discount card. Oh god. 3 weirdest things. All right, I'm gonna go pretty basic, but
I was gonna say discount shopper card.
so they're like, you really have this? Are you serious?
Yeah, they're like, put in your number. I'm like, I have a card. I don't even
Swipe
know what
that
number
shit.
it's on. Oh my god.
Number 1, Staples. You buy Staples at a grocery store, you're a pretty suspect
Really?
guy.
You know what?
Told
I'm
you.
doing that.
Big brain. I'm thinking like I'm catching a serial killer here.
Big brain. Really? Staples though? I've never actually got weird looks for buying staples at a grocery store. Maybe pencils.
It's a grocery store. You buy groceries.
Sorry, but if I'm doing an art project that's due tomorrow, I want my staples.
True, but like think about it in the order of, let's say, if you going to a store, odds are you're going to go to like, well, we can't say the W word, but Walmart.
No, we don't go to Walmart.
See? And that's why we don't say it, folks.
We go to Target or we go to Staples.
But see, those are more acceptable options to go into.
But
right?
wait, hold up. Target, you can still buy groceries.
That is true.
And Staples, they have snacks that are in front that I usually end up buying anyway.
Oh, yeah. But you would buy Staples more so from Target or Staples.
All
Not,
right,
not from, let's say, a shop, right?
I've never actually seen Staples in ShopRite, to be honest with you.
Oh, I have. They've got gift cards, greeting cards, present bags, gift wrap. You buy some of these things, you're a little on the sus spectrum. Okay?
Mindhunters is coming for you.
Dude, to catch a killer. It's those little things, man.
My God, this is so funny. I don't know why I'm tearing up. Anyway, all right. So what's your other two things, Staple Boy?
I mean, I listed a few, but lawn chairs. You buy a lawn chair at a
Yeah.
grocery store, I'm immediately looking at you sideways.
But like not like this sideways. Orochimaru looking look. That sideways. Yeah. Anybody who buys actually any furniture in a grocery store, why would you do that?
It's like, do I get a 2 for $5 with my salmon?
First of all, they're really, really cheaply made, and they'll probably break within the first 25 minutes of being used.
Like, no.
Although
You go to a Walmart. You go somewhere else.
I have a confession. Oh, excuse me. I bought an air conditioner from ShopRite that I still use to this day.
Number 3, air conditioners. Buy them at a grocery store. I'm giving you the look.
It was $75. Everywhere else is $150.
You paid $75 at a grocery store for a goddamn AC.
But that's an appliance.
We were at a grocery store.
See, now if you came in with a washer machine and one was like, I'm going to trade this in for another washer machine, then we have a problem.
Yeah, I got LG, but I wanted Frigidaire.
Honestly. Oh, that's so funny, the grocery list. Oh my God. So
Stay woke.
You said something about that. You have not
Yeah,
one,
this is something I actually
two.
wanted to mention to you. So I saw this video on YouTube the other day, right? And it was actually from a girl's perspective, which I thought was very intriguing. And it's not like to be sexist. It was just, it kind of helped me see her point more. And it was about toxic, she called it toxic femininity. That is what is called like the real term of woke feminism in the film industry.
Interesting.
So like Brie Larson was the trigger. So we all know like how she was like with Captain Marvel, like, oh, women this, like women are perfect, like if you have a penis, you're inferior. It's like what?
I guess I don't remember watching that movie because I don't remember any of that.
Well, she also brought up the Ruby Rose Batwoman with the quote, I think it was in like the first episode, how she was like, oh, change the look of the bat suit. And the guy goes like, oh, the suit is literally perfection. And she goes, it will be once it fits a woman. And it's like, like, nah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. Me personally, I've never been challenged with that on a like regular basis. So for me, it would be kind of hard for me to relate to this woman.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, when I saw Captain Marvel, I didn't see that. I didn't
Right.
get that impression. I didn't feel that. I just felt like she was a badass superhero. Why does everybody need to take it 12 steps more forward than it really needs to be? And it's not designed to do that. Like, granted, there's stuff that's supposed to challenge the mind of the people, but Marvel, come on, guys. It's a superhero movie. This is
Well,
not the Bible.
she brought up good points, such as Wonder Woman with Gal Gadot was done perfectly. It showed that she had earned her strength and earned her power through hard work.
Yeah.
Whereas films like Captain Marvel and the most recent Mulan showed them as the most perfect individuals to begin with. And that's not really relatable for females, as there's obviously struggle.
The struggle with everyone.
Exactly.
Every character in every story that's good, there's a struggle.
But to make them a perfect entity off the beginning, it's not relatable. And I see that.
Yeah. Usually the perfect entity is in media stories or whatever. They're usually the villains.
Hmm.
So for this girl to make a point of being pure, perfect, usually points to the villain and the, I don't want to sound like a Star Wars nerd, but the dark side, if you will. That's actually kind of an interesting point that she made, because perfection's usually trying to be done from someone who's trying to get out of a bad situation by doing bad things.
Yeah. By the end of it, the quote perfect villain has their flaws that they either fall with or admit to and redeem themselves.
Or
So,
along the way, they lose all bit of their humanity and they become the monster that they were never trying to be,
right.
trying to be perfect.
That was a good little
Well,
chat about toxic femininity in today's society.
yeah, like I said, I've never personally experienced it. So I don't know really how to talk to someone that's on that level. I mean, me personally, I have a God complex. So normally I don't let anybody else challenge me unless it's like my friends and family. Like people I don't know, no bueno.
It's raps.
No
Sorry,
bueno.
but you were beat from the start.
Mm, precisely. Did you have another story or did I imagine that in my mind?
Oh yeah. I was actually thinking about you with this. So for a little extra cash on the weekends, I work at a Christmas tree farm, and we plant trees that, of course, take anywhere between 3 and like 15 years for them to truly grow as a Christmas tree. And I was digging holes first for the plants to be planted. And interesting.
You have a
Um,
ghost in your room?
it seems that way. Casper wants to say what's up.
Brian.
But I'm digging the holes and I'm like, wow. So then I start planting the trees and I'm like, oh, there is some sort of poetry in this. I take a break and I'm just looking out in the field. I'm like, it takes mere seconds to dig a hole and destroy. I'm destroying the dirt, right? And then planting the tree, you got to pat the soil around it. You got to make sure it's tight. There's no clogs in the roots. And that takes time. So there is always beauty after destruction. Destroying things takes mere seconds, but putting something together, creating life, creating something in general takes time, takes patience. And I was like, oh, this is too deep at like 10:30 in the morning. But it
Wow,
was an experience, dude.
that's interesting that you put it that way. Because I'm a big, I like gardening. I got a lot of plants literally sitting right next to me here.
Yeah.
Um, but to me, it's the dirt's in this case, the dirt's always shifting, right?
Yeah.
Like naturally, it will move by itself, either erosion, movement of water, the wind, earthquakes, so and so forth, even without human interaction. But you're right with the aspect of things growing, but it's amazing how fast and how sophisticated these things tend to grow. Like if you ever look at a tree that literally started growing out from under a rock, a couple of years, that tree's like this and it moved the rock over.
Yeah.
So, in the words of Jurassic Park, life finds a way.
Telling you, dude. I was like, whoa. But the final thing I had was actually a pretty funny story. So I was at work. The hostess comes to the bar and she's like, here's this to go order. I take it, I put it in to the system. I look at the ticket and then it says room service. For those of you who don't know, a bartender does not handle room service.
Isn't it the hostess's job?
It's usually the food runner's job.
Oh, poor food runner. At you, Chris Hansen. Who quit, by the way. But
Ooh,
there's not
some
one.
some tea after the show. Love it.
Nobody's working. That's what I heard. Nobody's working.
Nice. We love to see it.
Oh,
But
yes.
but anyway, I was asked like, can you just do the room service? Like, and room service, you already get a preset tip of 21%. The rooms know this. So I was like, okay. They got a couple things. Autograd added up. $20 already. I'm like, sick. Walking over to the room. Room service. You're a
Oof.
friggin' idiot.
Oof. At least you're not a
Ladies,
bellman.
oh, thank God. The ladies open up the door and they're like, oh my God, our room service is here. Thank you so much. And I was like, no problem. You just need to fill out the check. Hand me another $10 cash. I'm at $30. They're like, okay, let's sign this. Hey, by any chance, do you know how to like connect a Bluetooth device? And in my head, I'm like, for $30, shit, I'll teach you how to write a Beethoven's Ninth. But we fixed the Bluetooth problem.
What was the Bluetooth device?
It was some bootleg Sony product that I literally had to take the batteries out, repair it, unpair it, and pair it again.
Ooh. Sounds like a BMW.
She puts another $10 down. I got $40 in tip just from walking to a room and then pairing a device. Big brain, folks.
I think that was just a stroke of luck. Because there's times where, do my cars or whatever. Get 20, 10, 15, hell, 100 one time. But then there's weeks where nothing goes by. Nobody even wants to look at you. No eye contact, nothing. So it's hit and miss in the customer service business.
Yeah, it really depends. But it also depends on the person. If they've been in the industry already, when they were a kid in like high school or even in early college, they get it.
Yeah.
You have the other people that are just like, oh, I had a white collar job my entire life.
You
They don't
didn't
know
tip
shit.
though? I hate when people who have money don't tip. Like, why? What is $10 going to do to your bank account?
Oh, I could put that into the stocks.
Right. I don't know. I just find that ridiculous. And like when people go above and beyond, like you don't even mean to go above and beyond, but you end up doing it anyway. And they don't even give you like a fucking penny. Well, actually, if they gave me a penny, I'd be even more disrespected than anything else. But
Yeah.
why wouldn't you just tip? Like I did extra stuff for you where I could have just put my sunglasses on and walked away, which is what I do now normally.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know certain people who come in who will cause a scene and a fuss, and people go, they do extra stuff for them, and then they're like, okay, bye.
Yeah.
No. Mm-mm.
What gets me the most is when you feel like it's going well and it's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be like they're being super nice, very accommodating, this and that. I'll probably get a good tip.
Yeah,
And then you get like maybe $1, if that. It's like, what did I do wrong?
exactly.
You didn't do anything wrong. They're just
Exactly.
chooches.
It's just, and people are cheap too.
100%, especially
Just,
now.
it's just cheap. Just like, okay, you're going out to eat at a fancy restaurant. You say each entree is, we're gonna shoot it up there, $55 for a steak, a small steak at that. Let's not even go into anything extreme. But anyway, $55. You go out with a group of people of six, and you all get the same thing with your bottle of wine or your martinis. What does that usually add up to? Like 350 bill, $400. You have
Easy.
the money to obviously go out, and if you're treating, you can certainly fucking tip.
Oh, yeah.
And probably that waitress or waiter is going to be kissing your ass because they know how much you're going to spend and they want your time to be enjoyable. And if you still don't tip, it's whatever. Oh, and other thing to the people of the world in the restaurant business, if your food doesn't come out on time, it is not the waiter or waitress's fault or the bartender. It is the kitchen's fault. 100% the kitchen's fault. So if you're going to blame the waiter or waitress for the kitchen's mistake or the chef's mistake, you know who you are. That's shame on you. Granted, you don't know the inner ins and outs of a kitchen, but it's 95% of people go out to eat. They see what goes on and what happens. Why is it a surprise when why didn't I get my food? That table over there did. Because bitch, you ordered some weirdo thing off the side menu that nobody knows about.
Yeah. And sometimes it's just the sequence of things. If one table has only 2 items that can be done like that, whereas, like you said, someone has something rather bizarre or they want their steak, for instance, well done,
Yeah.
it's obviously gonna take more time than just let's say onion rings and a calamari.
Yeah, exactly. Or it always seems to happen when it's like complicated Italian dishes, right? You have all these extra things, and people's like, "Oh, I don't want this, I don't want that, I don't want that." But then, what's the point of getting this dish? Get something else.
Yeah, like if you just wanted pasta with butter, why don't you just say that?
Kids pasta with butter?
Yeah,
How many? 10.
like, like 14.
I don't miss that. By the way. But yeah, like people who have never worked in customer service, I get it. You don't know, but there's no reason why people should talk to you that way.
Yeah, I get it. If you're being treated badly by the server themselves, different story
Correct.
with you 100%. But the food is not their problem. It's they can't be held accountable for that because the people in the kitchen are also making food for the entire restaurant,
Yep.
not just your dish.
Yep.
Damn.
I
I
just got
kind
the
of feel like the vegan police, but
I,
like
I just got the
restaurant police.
I just got the heebie-jeebies of thinking about that place.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. Just there, like a cold chill.
Dude, I was watching Hell's Kitchen the other day, and I was like,
Donkey.
no, that he said fucking donut the other day. I lost it. So,
You
Brandon,
fucking donut.
you got anything else to talk about? Anything of interest?
I don't believe so, good sir.
Something of interest?
Unless you bought something that would give weird looks at the grocery store. Mm, mm, mm.
Hmm. Well, I might be changing my. I don't know what I was gonna say. To be honest with you, just kind of floated out.
Just
Thinking
like
of something
a
else.
quick little word vomit for you.
Yes, just kind of puttered out of my mouth. Oh, how embarrassing. I mean, I don't have anything to talk about, so you don't have anything to talk about. But I have tea to tell you after the show.
Oh yeah. Maybe we should start like a Patreon or something and just have like some after show stuff just for you. Let us know down below.
Fight me in the comments as well. I
Patreon.
need to have a fight. I
Dude,
thrive off of anger.
why don't you fight Jake Paul? Somebody shut him up.
Oh no, don't bring him up. You just cracked my computer screen.
every day, bro.
He thinks he's the king of the world.
All good things must come to an end. But he's not good. He's a piece of shit.
Yeah, he's not that. He just got lucky.
That's really what it is.
Like some of these guys spent their whole life training to be professional fighters. Then this guy, a Vine star, comes along.
Yeah.
Do you just see the outfits and the cocky attitude he has?
No one's going to talk about the giant fake robot he had with him.
No. I just watched the fight itself. I didn't watch the intro.
It was brutal. Like,
I mean, I give the man props for doing it, like going outside of his normal bubble. But if he's just doing it for attention or publicity, you're kind of disrespecting the sport and the other fighters. It's my 2 cents or 4 cents rather on the subject.
as much as he says Ben Askren is who I'm talking about, the guy who fought Jake, as long as he says, he didn't take a dive, I was looking at the fight. Honestly, that last punch, it kind of looks like a dive. But I mean, he got paid $500,000 to fall on his ass in the first round. Would you do it?
It depends on what Jake Paul would say to me. If he said something snark to my face, no. Nope.
Well, not even like, let's say not like it wasn't even Jake Paul, right? Let's say it was just some other person. Would you take the fall for $500,000?
Well, I'm already rich. Let's say. Like I said, it would have to come down to principle. If this guy was just like, "Hey man, you ready? Let's have a good night. Fair, fair. All right, I'm going down." But if it was like a little punk who's starting shit, you got my pride on the line. Pride's more powerful than money. It's got more of a soul.
That's a good point.
You going down, motherfucker. That's how I see it.
So you ready to take the dive? You just hear RJ like come up to them and just be like, "You're gonna die, motherfucker. Welcome to a world of pain."
Yeah, like that's what I mean. It depends on the situation. Of course, if I was doing it now, I'd be like, I just knocked myself out.
You just hit the turnbuckle. All right, fight. What happened? TKO, I guess.
Finish him.
Referee's just gonna be there like, what?
Yeah, the refs are tough though.
Yeah.
You see that? You're a mess. You're a mess.
Dude,
All right.
you have to.
Sometimes, yeah, sometimes.
But fuck Jake Paul.
But yes. And his Vine sucked. They were never funny.
And with that, that is a wrap of today's episode.
It is. I enjoyed. Did you enjoy it?
Oh yeah. Thinking about you buying an AC from a grocery store. Hate to say, you're getting a weird look.
So make sure you guys like and subscribe at all times. Share with your friends. Follow us on social media, which is just Instagram. Nobody else has used everything else. And Brandon, take it away, brother.
Links will be in the description below for our anchors, our social medias, our YouTube channels, which I've finally started posting YouTube videos. So check them out. I got another one coming out this Friday. We are officially on Discord. So link will also be down below. Comment what 3 things you would find interesting at the grocery store that would give you that stank look. And
Look of stank.
until next time, guys, we'll see you.
Peace.